What's going on, everyone, and on TCG? And it's been a little bit since we've looked at Pokemon Center ETB, so I want to talk through those. I think the last time we did it was about 17 days ago, 18 days ago. So call it just about 3 weeks. And, things have been going kind of crazy here. But want to touch on two quick things before we start. First of all, Surging Sparks booster boxes look like they're about to break 215 finally, probably go to 220. I know Rudy mentioned this, but it's been interesting because there's a lot of product just randomly coming to market, and it's been that way for a little bit now. So I don't know if that's just the fact that there was so much product that was just kind of sitting out there that's leaking into the market, or it's volume from folks that were buying at 150, 160 and trading into the run. It's fascinating to look at. Still getting over this cold, but I apologize. So it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. And, we've seen some large chunks of some sellers coming in, 50, 100 boxes here and there. And, they get eaten up relatively quickly. And the volume's still 50, 60, 70 boxes a day on TCG Player. Second item is it looks like the One Piece Break seller that was sold the 10,000 boxes of Terrestrial Festival. It looks like everything's getting refunded. It appears that a lot of the tracking was actually sent on the 17th or 18th of December, and everything was lost in the mail, supposedly, at least from the few that I've seen. Like it just said package, or searching for package or whatever. So I assume it's a scam at this point. So those of you who took the chance, hopefully you get your money back. Those of you who didn't, it was great. Less than 100% chance, I guess, that it was a scam, but it was damn close to 100%. So anyway, Pokemon Center ETBs. So right now, SV base, we'll look at Koraidon. October 18th, it was $85. Now it's at $50, so up 76% on this. And if we look over here, there's 17 of these for sale again on TCG Player. There's almost none of the two SV bases on Pokemon Center. So 63% reduction in quantity. The Miraidon was $100 on the 18th. Again, 69 days ago. It's $195 today. I thought when it was up to $164, there was gonna be a bunch come to market, but it didn't happen. So it's basically doubled in the span of 70 days. Now, what did happen is they were down to 7 on the market last time we looked. Now they're up to 20. Paldean Evolved, still sitting around $210. It was $220 a couple weeks ago. Was 14 available in the market. It ticked up a little bit to 17. It looks like some of these are coming and just churning through. $200. It's a good price to sell. Probably an okay price to buy. Obsidian Flames, this one $265 last time. This is when there was a run on everything on TCG Player, and there was like 3 available. So now it's down at $255, but there's 29 available. So there's a good number of these that came to market. 151. This thing just keeps on churning. $233 in October. Just shy of $300 now, and the volume keeps declining. 32 of them for sale on TCG Player. Now there are a good amount of these for sale on eBay, but they're all close to $300 plus. But if you're looking for one, I'd probably recommend looking on eBay. You may get lucky. You may find something. Go to Paradox. The Roaring Moon and the Iron Valiant is probably the most readily available to get out there, other than Twilight and Shrouded. The Roaring Moon are at $90 now. Paradox or the Iron Valiant's at $85. So one's flat, one's up a little bit. But if you look at the volume, the volume of the Roaring Moon is down from 51 to 43, and then Iron Valiant is actually up a little bit. And there are a lot of Iron Valiants out there, which I'm not quite sure why, other than the promo. The promo's not great. But the print run on these was relatively small, and I didn't put out a video out on this. I probably should have, but if you do the back end Pokemon Center scrape, it gives you the total quantity that they loaded into the system initially. Now, I don't know if that's the total quantity printed, if that's a fraction of it. But what's interesting, you can see it step up a little bit for each set. And there was a couple videos on that recently. Maybe I'll do one just so it's on my site and people can look at it. Paldean Fates. Now this thing's gone absolutely nuts as well. $83 in October, up to 157 now, and there was 91 available all the way down to 24. So people have been buying this one hand over fist. The two temporals, Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, these were kind of dead in the water for a little bit, but Walking Wake's up 42%. Iron Leaves is up 34%. So both of them are over $100 relatively strongly, and the quantity available is down. Walking Wake 33 to 23, Iron Leaves 34 to 16. So I mean, all these low double digits. There's just none of this stuff left. Going to Twilight. This is a sale that just concluded a couple weeks ago on TCG Player. We're down to $78. Most, I believe, all of these would have shipped by now. You're up to 185 of these available. Before the restock, there was only 42. Shroud of Fable, these are still available. Still sitting around $75. There's only 40 available, which is interesting. I think people are just shying away, and it's going to get interesting once this number ticks under 20,000 available on Pokemon Center, because it's not a bad product. There's just a lot of it out there, and it needs a little bit of hype to get people buying into it. And then moving on to the last two. These two are my favorite, quite honestly. Stellar Crown, up to 117, up 50% from October, down to 37 available. This is a kind of a forgotten set between two bangers, between Twilight and Surging Sparks. There's still a little bit of it available out there in small pockets. But the boxes are up over $130. And it happened very, very quickly. Some of the singles in the set are pushing up. The Squirtle, Bulbasaur. It has the Terapagos that most people either love it or they hate it. But in my view, this Stellar Crown's probably the last set that's ever going to get reprinted, obviously, other than Shroud of Fable. That may never get a reprint, which is very interesting in the future. That's why I kind of like Stellar. I think it's kind of my sleeper pick here. And then Surging Sparks, I mentioned this a couple times. There's never going to be more volume on this out in the market than there is now, and the price is just going to continue to push upwards. So, you're 63. I mean, and October 10th, or I'm sorry, October 18th, you can buy it for MSRP. You're up over 131. So, and your volume's down to 112 for about a 6-week period. There was 250 of these in the market plus the cases. So, these volumes are starting to get eaten up. I keep an eye on Surging. These are going to be $200 here relatively quickly. So moving on, one of the things I did here was actually pull the promos, which I probably should have done in the past, but just to pull the prices and the quantities, just so everybody can see them, and we can track these in the future. The Koraidon, and these all have the Pokemon Center stamps. $47, 14 available. The Miraidon, this is the more expensive of the two. 52 and 12 available. Pikachu from Paldean Evolved, $71, and this is just the lowest list price on TCG Player. 16 of these. Charmander, 116, 22 of these. Snorlax, 29 of them at 115. Screamtail and Iron Bundle, the two Paradox, are both at 28, 18, and 23 respectively. Mimikyu, 54 of these available, which was interesting. I didn't expect to see this many. $41 a pop. You have Fluttermane, 32 Iron Thorns, or 33 Iron Thorns, 32, 26 each. TMS Gogapon, 79 of these at $22. It's just going to take some time to blow through Twilight. And quite honestly, if Pokemon Center stocks out and we're out of product here for a while, and these boxes go up to $200, which is what I think is going to happen, in the next month or two. These are going to be 100 plus, 125 plus Pokemon Center ETBs. Petrarant, 30 or 51 of these Shroud of Fable. I'm actually surprised for this many open. $25, knocked out $35, 52 open. And then Magneton, $50, 29 of these. A lot of folks have been buying this card, which is super interesting. So that's where we're at with Pokemon Center ETBs. Yeah, there's still some room here to get in if you want to get in. But I think the time's running out relatively quickly. And don't forget, at anytime between 7 and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 17th, the Prismatic Evolutions ETBs are going to be put back up for sale on Pokemon Center. Just make sure you're there on time. There should be enough that if you're there when they drop, you should be able to buy at least one order. I don't know if they're going to have their limits in place where you can only buy two and it's per account. But at least you'll be able to get them at 63 and change, including sales tax, so $59.99. That being said, another couple quick updates. The Darkness Ablaze ETB. It is a Pokemon Center ETB, but it is not a Pokemon Center exclusive. It's before they had those. That's about to sell out. The Fusion Strike Lost Origin are just about gone. The Silver Tempest booster bundles are now sold out completely. So, it's interesting seeing some of this stuff sell through, and we'll see what happens from here. So, all right, guys, like the video, subscribe. 70%, 73%, something like that of the people who watch the video aren't subscribed. Just hit a button. It's easy. And join the Discord. I would expect at some point here to be a Pokemon Center exclusive promo and promo code to put in with orders. As soon as it hits, I'll post it in the Discord. It's something that you're going to want to get. The reason I say that is there was a Squirtle a couple months ago that's at $120. You bought a case of Pokemon Center ETBs, and now you have a promo that's worth $120. It basically cuts your cost basis almost in half. So it's free stuff. It's limited, and it's a great idea to make sure you get those. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Talk soon.